I'm a little late in getting this vlog started and I do apologize about that, but I am here and we have 3 days left of school, so out of 4, I think I did pretty good. So for my outfit for today, I have a meeting that I have to go to from 4 to 6 p.m. at our main office, and this is for our induction, so for our new mentees, and then the mentors need to be there today. I decided to put my hair back because it was not working for me at all. So it's like back in a little bitty bun. I tend to think that sometimes when I have like really professional events that I have to go to, that my hair looks better when it's back like this anyway. So I have my hair back today. I have my Stella and Dot necklace, which is the little arrow necklace here. I have my normal Kate Spade badge. I try to go a little bit more professional, especially when I know that I have to, like I said, attend a meeting. For some reason these pants are looking super duper baggy on me right now. Okay, so the jacket is a Madewell jacket and I got it from Poshmark. It's just kind of like a navy blue. I really like how the collar kind of comes down a little bit further. I like it. It has one button. It's super really comfortable for a blazer. You would think that this wouldn't be comfortable. Actually, this is a very comfortable blazer. Then I have just a normal tank top from Target, and this is a yellow one. I like the color of it. My pants are from Target as well. I think I got these about a year ago. These are super duper comfortable. The only bad thing is if you spill anything on it, you're gonna see it. So you're gonna see that I accidentally spilled something here. And then I have my Fry shoes that my mom ended up getting me a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still trying to work these babies in. They still hurt a little bit in the back, nowhere near as bad as what they did. So I have a few things that I need to get done this morning. One thing that I have been trying to get done and I have not been able to finish it at all is working on getting some signs hanging down from my tables. I would have these signs, while I still do really love them, and I'm going to keep them out, which are these little signs for the houses. And these are from IKEA. The little kind of stands themselves are from IKEA. And while I do still really like them, the kids move them around, they shift a ton, and it ends up just driving me nuts that they're constantly playing with them. So I ended up printing out some signs that I need to laminate this morning, cut them, and then get them hanging from the ceiling. Okay, so let me show you guys what I ended up making for the tables to kind of signal where I want students to be able to sit. So I mentioned, if you were in, I think it was my live feed that I ended up mentioning this in, but in my live feed I talked a little bit about some of the behavior tricks that I was trying to implement. One of the things that I tried to do inside of my classroom is I have my kids sit in certain groups in my room. I don't really give them assigned seats, but I tell them that they have to sit in certain areas. So for instance, in the mornings and in the afternoons, or typically when I have my homeroom, I will have my kids sit by their house. So we have 4 different houses in my classroom. Or for the MAC team in general, we have Uamuzi, Indara, Zygoda, and Arbitrium. And so those 4 houses are kind of their colored house. And so I had kind of 4 different areas designated for the houses, for my houses to be able to sit. And we had those little signs that I showed you guys earlier. What the kids were doing, they were like playing with them. They would constantly take them out and it would drive me insane. The house themselves worked really well, and I was able to give points for those houses that were doing really well, and that were showing the expected behaviors. So to kind of keep my houses and keep the signs where I want them, instead I'm gonna put up little signs like this. So I have taken the symbols that we have created for our houses, and I'm gonna cut them out, and then I'm gonna paste them double-sided like this, and then I'm going to laminate them and then hang them from a string up on the ceiling. That works out really well for my homeroom. But during other times, for instance, my reading time, my math time, I don't really have certain areas where my kids can sit. We can't really sit by houses because we mix all 3 of our classrooms together. Sometimes I might end up having a ton of Zygoda inside of my classroom, and they end up taking like 2 tables. And so it doesn't really work for us in that way. So instead, what I decided to do is I'm gonna have my kids sit by groups, and I've been doing this for the past couple of weeks, and it works really well, minus my math group because they get a little chatty. So what I do is I have created 4 different groups, and so these are the 4 possible small groups that I can have within that time. I can't do any more than 4 small groups just because I don't have the time allotted to do that. So I will have my 4 small groups, and then I have 4 different areas in my classroom. Well, what do you think? I have my kids sit with their groups. So for instance, I have an A, B, and C, D group for math. And so in math, what I'm doing is I'm gonna take that same idea where I have just like this little circle that says group A, I have one that says group B, group C, group D, and then I'm going to hang those next to kind of where these are, at different height in my classroom, so that the kids again know exactly where they need to be sitting, and they also have kind of a reference of what group letter they are. So the reason why I end up choosing letters is because in my Schoology account, the way that we kind of keep track of our kids in the groups, and even if they switch in and out of groups, we keep the group letter, we change a number that's after it. So I might have group A in Schoology, and then all of a sudden I might have one kid that comes out of it because they're not doing so hot and they have to go into a different group, and so instead of it being A-1, I end up having A-2 inside of Schoology. So I do letters because that's kind of what helps me in Schoology be able to keep track of all of my groupings, because we are able to group our kids through there to assign assignments. It just makes it easier, to be honest. So I need to get these cut out. I need to get them glued, laminated, and then hung up in my classroom. So I'm gonna start working on that. I'm gonna put probably a little murder mystery on. I think I was listening to a hunting podcast. I'm gonna put a little hunting podcast on, and then I'm gonna get cutting away so that I can get those up today.
They appeared to be scratches, long and shallow furrows that looked like bloody marks that had been left behind by a cat's claws. They appeared on Robbie's arms, legs, and chest, and some of them appeared to be letters of the alphabet. They were letters, but they didn't form any words. Well, not yet anyway. Perhaps startled by this new turn of events, Reverend Schultz realized that what he'd been doing was not enough to stop what was happening to Robbie. He suggested that Robbie's family contact someone else. You have to see a Catholic priest, he told them. The Catholics know about things like this.
Oh. Okay, so I'm still in the process of trying to get my signs up this morning. Luckily in reading, I'm not going to be doing a ton. I am gonna continue on with the genres. We're gonna have a little discussion with genres today. And they're gonna do some kind of walking around the room with some posters that I'm just gonna kind of like just put up. And then I'll show you guys those afterwards. They're going to talk about characteristics because what they're focusing on for their reading response at the end of this week for Thursday and Friday is they have to analyze the genre in their book. So they have to provide evidence to support the genre that they have in their independent reading book, which is always fun. So today is going to be just the discussion of the characteristics. Thursday and Friday they're going to have that work time to be able to complete their writing and then submit it to me. So I'm still I'm happy that I don't have a ton going on this morning, but I'm still trying to put up all my signs, and my A is crooked, which is a little bit of a stinker. The rest of them are fine, so I'm gonna have to redo the A. Not sure if you guys can see it. So there's one, there's the other one. I still need to put that one up, and then I have one there. And then playing with heights. Why am I struggling with this so much this morning? I'm really struggling. Okay, I have to get ready for my meeting. I'm gonna put that last one up, head out to my meeting, and then hopefully catch up with you guys a little bit later on in the day. Rainy day today, so I decided to try to wear something that I felt like would be decent in the rain. I washed my hair this morning, which I don't know why, because now my hair is all totally frizzy and I should have just probably worn it back, but it's gonna be fine. So I am wearing something pretty basic, something that I haven't really worn before, but I figured to give it a shot. I don't know, I was feeling it today. Okay, so I have like this it's a dress, y'all. It's a dress from Walmart that I bought, and I do really like it, but I didn't want to wear it with my legs showing today. and for some reason I was in the mood to wear it. Have you guys ever been like that? Like you're in the mood to wear it. All right, so anyway, so this is a plaid, like black and white dress that I found from Walmart, and I really like it because it kind of goes really low or long in the back. The dress itself like hits probably right above my knees, and it's buttoned down all the way down. So today I decided that I'm just gonna wear it open, and I have a very plain white t-shirt from, I want to say this is from Target. Yeah, this is from Target. So I have just like a crew neck t-shirt. It's like a short sleeve t-shirt, and then I have some black pants from Ann Taylor Loft, y'all. I like these because they're really, really high, so it sucks in on my belly fat. So here's my little like outfit that I'm trying to rock and sport today. We're gonna see how well I do it. And then I have my nude Tory Burch flats. That's my outfit. So life has been a little bit crazy this week. I'm not even joking. I think all of us 3 teachers together were kind of looking at each other at the end of yesterday and said, oh my gosh, why does this week feel so like bonkers? Like it just feels like we haven't really been able to like catch a breath. And mainly it's because we've been filled with meetings all flipping week. Like I even have a meeting this afternoon. I'm really happy because I don't have a meeting this morning, which I'm very, very, very thankful for, because I just needed some time to decompress from the week. I was going to end up coming yesterday after my meeting in the afternoon. So y'all, I had 2 meetings in the afternoon. Like I was seriously just like rocking it. I, at the end of the day, had a meeting with a parent, our vice principal, our guidance counselor at 3:30. The kids don't leave until 3:35, so keep that in mind. 3:30 had this meeting, literally left everything. As soon as the meeting was over, which it lasted until probably like 4:20, I had to get to a meeting that started at 4 o'clock in our district office. So I had to just pack up my stuff and get going so that I could get to that meeting. They knew I was going to run late, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but I was there until 6 o'clock. I was going to come back, and then Kim like twisted my arm, not literally, but she twisted my arm and said that we had a lot of grad school going on this week, which we do. We have a lot of assignments this week. And then I should just go home and spend time with my family. So I did. Went home and I watched Game Night. Have you guys seen that movie, by the way? It is so flipping funny. Now, granted, I love like the 2 main actors. I don't know their, like Rachel, is it Rachel McAdams, Rachel Adams, something like that? I don't know. And the guy from Ozark. I don't know their names because I'm awful with learning like character names, but the movie itself is so flipping funny. I like how kind of corny it is. It's just a good movie. I loved it. So I watched that movie last night, responded to some discussions that I had to respond to for my class, and then I went to bed because I've been uber exhausted this week. Alright, so I want to kind of catch you guys up on some things that we did yesterday, because I told you I was going to show you and then I ended up never really showing you. This weekend reading, I kind of told you a little bit about how we are continuing working on genres. I was going to have the kids originally do like a walk around the room, kind of filling in characteristics that they know about genres, but I decided to take it up a notch, and not really take it up a notch, but this kind of is something that I have been really trying to focus on, and it's called friction-free teaching. This was something that I learned at a conference over the summer. This was at the Penn State conference that I went to with Kim. And friction-free teaching is just the idea of being able to give our kids skills, things that they need to learn. I kind of related a lot to vocabulary, some of those basic skills that are just kind of easy just to kind of find it online, because we have the technology, and getting them to be able to learn how to use the technology, and then taking the information that they've gained from the internet and placing it into what we're talking about. So just being able to transfer it. So yesterday I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this whole friction-free teaching, and this is like spur of the moment. Y'all, I am so good at like spur of the moment stuff. Spur of the moment decided, you know what, instead of doing that, I'm gonna try to partner them up or put them in small groups of 3, depending on how many, and then they are gonna have the opportunity to be able to research not really research, but go online and look for characteristics of a specific genre. So we all brainstormed all the genres, basically, like we looked around the room at the genres that we have in our classroom, because that's what kind of how we identify our genres. We looked at all the genres that are in our classroom, we made a list of them, the kids grouped themselves, and then after that I gave them a piece of paper, a pencil, some markers, crayons, and some pencils, like colored pencils, and I said, I want you to go on, you have to kind of create a poster. So basically this is something that's going to get posted in the classroom. You're creating an anchor chart or poster. It's going to go up. You need to have the genre at the very top, and then underneath it you need to have 5 characteristics, 5 things that make this genre special. So the kids had such a flipping blast with it. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the kind of like the end result for some of them. They're very, very cute. Excuse all this mess, I will tell you about that in a second. But here are the little posters that basically it is an 11 by, what are these called? 11 by 18 papers. 11 by 18 paper. And they created the posters. So we have a traditional literature, we got the good versus evil, etc., science fiction, time travel, journey. I love that. Look at the little American flag. Realistic fiction, so real people, real places, real life, real problems, real solutions. I love it. And then we have mystery. I like how this crew decided to take the question mark and then create like the mystery inside of it. That's really cool. So they kind of had their explanations of it. We had informational, which they decided to go a red, white, and blue theme. I feel like my kids were very patriotic yesterday. And then this kiddo didn't get the opportunity to finish because they were going all out with their dragon. Check out that dragon, y'all. Awesome. So they didn't get the chance to finish, but that's what theirs looks like. And then we have the biography and autobiography section. And then we had one more, which again, they didn't get to finish, but they're going to transfer it today. So I'm gonna take those posters and then I'm gonna place them right up there. I'm gonna put them up there. And then the kids are gonna be able to, we're gonna talk about them, they're gonna share them today really, really quick. And today they're gonna have the opportunity to start looking and pulling out evidence from the text that supports the characteristics for their reading response on Friday. So they have to have that reading response submitted by Friday. So that's kind of the gist of it. I really love the activity because it involves so much collaboration, discussion, the kids were engaged. It's something that I didn't have to stand up there and teach them the characteristics of a genre. I shouldn't have to do that. That's where that friction-free teaching comes in, and I think it's really nice because it's something that if you have the technology in your classrooms, which I think more and more schools are starting to realize the importance of technology in their rooms. If you have the technology in your classroom, use it to your advantage. Get the kids used to going online and being able to pull out information and being able to find kind of those vocabulary words. I'm trying to do the same thing within like my math and my reading. Well, this is my reading, but in my math, where I have my kids go out and they are looking at vocabulary words, or they're looking at something and they're trying to find information that's pretty basic that I just want them to be able to know it before they come to me. Because why am I spending a 20-minute lesson of me just giving them the definitions of vocabulary words? I shouldn't have to do that. So I kind of give them those little bits and pieces where they go out and they have to find the information. When they come back to me, they're prepared, ready to go, and we can just get into practice. So friction-free teaching, something I'm trying. We're gonna work it out this year. I'm not gonna be perfect at it. Obviously, it's something that I'm gonna have to work through. We have also been finishing up our writing assignment. So the kids have been working on their writing. A lot of them have submitted it to me. I really wanna print them out today, so I will hopefully show you guys those maybe either this afternoon or tomorrow. Tomorrow, for sure, I wanted to have like a publishing day. I wanted to kind of bring in some popcorn for the kids or some pretzels or some type of a small snack. And I wanted them to kind of have their writings out, and we're gonna just kind of display them out on the tables, and they're gonna have the opportunity to walk around and read each other's stories, because I don't think that for me, I did that enough last year, and I really want to focus on having some of those publishing parties. So it'll be a publishing party where we'll just kind of publish all of our stories, we'll read them together, we'll kind of enjoy each other's company, and I think it's going to be really fun. And the kids are going to kind of see the value and the importance of publishing in general. I did get my signs up, and I like shifted one of my tables. So I need to figure out how am I gonna shift these number or letter, and I don't know. I'm gonna show you. The kids came in yesterday and they were like, oh, Mrs. Spackman, that's so beautiful, because they, you guys can't even see them. They were like, Mrs. Spackman, this is so beautiful. I was like, oh guys, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you guys think it's so beautiful. But there's kind of the gist of it. I have their house on there. I have their group for when I do groups in reading and for math. But you're gonna notice that like here, I pushed this table up just a little bit yesterday because during my math, it was really, really crowded. So it's like right underneath the light. So now I need to figure out how to get those to where it's I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out. I'm not quite sure yet. But we'll figure it out. I did those in kindergarten quite a bit, and in kindergarten what I would end up doing is I would put sight words on them, or I would put like word families or letter sounds or numbers or something up there, and I would kind of change it up for them. So they would end up, and it was like a sticky note. Like I would like put a sticky note over what I originally had their groups numbered. Like I think I had the numbers up there. And so when I wanted to kind of challenge my kids and be able to kind of look at where they were sitting, I would change it and I would put a sticky note of a sight word up there. And so the kids, when I would say I would like for the could table to line up, so I want the could table to line up, so the could, they would have to look at their word up at the top above them to see if they had the word could above them. So it was really cute. It was fun. The kids enjoyed that piece of it, and it kind of got them practicing, and it got me it allowed me to practice a little bit. Fun little idea. Go and try it out inside of your classrooms next week. Anyways, all right, I'm seriously, oh wait, I gotta tell you one more thing, because this is something I gotta work on today. So our school is doing an initiative where we're trying to have more engagement with reading, which I am all for, because I love reading and writing. So we're trying to incorporate and have some more engagement in reading. And by doing that, we are creating goals by homerooms. And this is like a school-wide initiative that we're doing. So each homeroom was responsible for going back, and this is what we found out at our faculty meeting yesterday morning. So I went on ahead and did it yesterday morning for my morning meeting. Each homeroom went back and did the math with kids. And so basically what we did is we kind of talked about how many books do we read on average a week, multiply that by 4, multiply that by 8 months that we have, or 7 months that we have left, and then we are gonna add them all up together, and maybe we can push ourselves and challenge ourselves a little bit further. But how many books can we read together as an entire homeroom? So it's not based on kid, but more about our homeroom and our challenges and being able to reach some of our goals. So we did that yesterday, which is what the hot mess that you saw on my board was. So basically what I ended up doing is I had the kids kind of go back out. We talked about the math problem. I had it back here somewhere, and I think I ended up erasing it. But then after that, I had them come up. They gave me their total number of books that they said that they could possibly read for the year. And then we added them all up together. I had some kids responsible for adding them with a calculator. And then after that, we came up with our total number. Then we kind of pushed our number up, I think you're gonna see it like here. We pushed our number up, so I think now we are doing, our goal as a classroom is to read 1,300 books by the end of the year altogether, and that means that we need to read 325 books a month together. I know some of you are probably thinking, holy moly, Bridget, that is a ton of books. That is ridiculous. It is too much. I have some readers in my homeroom. Like when I say I have readers, like it's an issue of me having to say, please put the book away so that you can focus on the lesson that I'm teaching you right now. So it's really not as over the moon as what you would think. Like I have kids who would read 1 to 2 books a week, and that is extremely reasonable for them, because that's just what they do. They love books. They were like, holy moly, that's a huge number, and it kind of freaked them out when they saw the number, but it did work. All right, so anyways, so we have our number, and then I told the kids I want to display it inside of our classroom so that we can keep track of it. And there were 2 ideas that I ended up having. One idea was one that I don't think is like anything a little bit overly like extreme, but it was where I took this huge board that I have in the back that doesn't have anything on it, and I just kind of did the whole like bookshelf with the book spines, and the kids as they finished, they would fill up the book spines, and then that's class, we would just have like a huge bookshelf in the back with like all these spines of all the books that we've read as a class, as a homeroom. And then I said, I have this even more amazing idea, and I have to put the camera down to show you what I mean. So here's, uh-oh, I feel like you're crooked. Does that help? Yeah. So here is the idea. So the idea is that I would take pictures of my kids, and I would take pictures of them like they're holding on to something up here, but then they're also holding on to something here. So let me demonstrate. Like this. Okay, so what would happen is the arm that's up at the top is holding on to the ceiling, and then the arm that's all the way at the bottom is holding on to the stack of books. So it's kind of similar to the book spine idea, and so I would have little bitty book spines, and they would fill them in, and then we would continue adding them to the string, so it's like they're holding on to a stack of books. Isn't that a great idea? My class didn't like it. They voted for the bookshelf on the bulletin board. It is what it is. Maybe next year we could do that. I don't know. But that is something that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let them vote on it. They were like, absolutely not happening, Mrs. Spackman. I don't want to see my creepy face up there. You guys are no fun at all. So that's what's gonna end up happening. I am going to create that little bookshelf, get my book spines going so that we can get our book tallying happening in the back of the classroom. Posters are up. It finally feels like fall outside. It is in the 50s. It is very, very windy, and I am beyond excited to be able to break out this outfit today. It's really not like uber fancy, or I don't really know. Maybe it's the colors, maybe it's the pants. I don't really know, but I was very excited to kind of wear it. But I also feel like I look super lazy today because didn't want to put much effort in. Let's just be real, people. I never do. All right, so I put my hair back in just kind of a little messy bun in the back because I didn't want to bother with trying to straighten my hair, curl it, or anything like that. I have some very, very, very old, except for my pants and my shoes, clothing. So I guess the top of my clothing is pretty old. So this shirt is a shirt that I purchased from Anthropologie so many years ago. I don't even know how long it's been. It's old, y'all. Like, it's really old. So I have this shirt. It's just a sleeveless shirt, has big pocket, comes down a little bit longer in the back, which is what I like. Then I have my Banana Republic like gray cardigan. Again, it's super, super old. Had it for a while. I just like the color, and it just, I don't know, it works. I don't have to buy another one. I am very excited about my pants. Let me see if I can get a better close-up here. So, okay, so here are my pants. So my pants are these like green, ooh, that's better lighting right there. Look at that. Let me see if, oop, there they go. Like a green corduroy pants. I really, really like the way they fit. They are so unbelievably comfortable. The only thing that I would have to say is like the knees end up, by the end of the day, they end up looking like they've been worn or whatever. So these pants are from Ann Taylor Loft. I got them last year in the clearance aisle, and they are fantastic. So comfortable, so soft. And then I have my Fry shoes that my mom got me. These are the gray ones instead of the brown ones. I'm hoping they don't hurt my feet. We'll see. They probably will. So I have the gray Fry shoes today. And that's really about it. Apple Watch, same necklace. There you go, guys. That is my outfit of the day. So I feel like I just have to take a minute to really apologize to you guys for this vlog this week. I try really, really hard to be able to kind of film before, sometimes during, but it really hasn't been happening this year because of how busy I've been during school time, like during my like break time that I have, like my non-contract hours, and then during my afternoon, like my evenings. And I just haven't been able to do that this week, and I'm really, really sorry. I have been able to kind of do a little bit in the morning, but it hasn't been much. It has been an unbelievably busy week for me. I have had meetings every single day, and the last couple of days I've had, I am not even joking you, 4 meetings in a day. So every time that I have a break, I'm in a meeting. And then on top of that, I'm doing a grad class. So my partners and I all decided to do a grad class together. And so typically, like during my lunchtime, it's been that we need to talk about like our assignment. I've had an assignment due every single day this week. I cannot even stress to you guys how unbelievably busy. It's just been, sometimes as a teacher, you're gonna have like really great weeks where you feel like you have your life together and it's great and you don't have to worry about anything, and you know, you go home at good hours. And then there are other weeks as teachers where you feel like you are going to lose your mind. Like I felt like it should have been Friday 2 days ago because I've been so exhausted on top of it. So I mean, it's the life of the teacher. That's kind of how it goes. That's how it works sometimes. And this week it just ended up being that it was a very, very, very busy week for me. So I do apologize, but this is my week. Like this is kind of how it is. And you know, I'm sorry if it ended up being really lousy content. All right, so today is going to be kind of a laid back day. I'm gonna give you the rundown of what my schedule looks like. So this morning, hold on. So today I wanted to try out and see if me showing you kind of my planner itself and what I'm doing today on my planner is a good idea. If you guys enjoy this and would like to see kind of how my plans look for my day and how I kind of go about organizing my day, let me know and I can try to make this something regular inside of my vlog. Anywho, all right, so let's look at Friday. So today is Friday. I usually try to put some type of notes up here at the very top. So today is a day 6. We have the back clubs. I also need to make a note in here that, let's see, that we have our new voice and choice cycle starts. I like to keep track of when our cycle starts because this is like every 6 weeks and then we vote for a new one. So for morning meeting this morning, every Friday, I will usually clean out folders and they will have an opportunity to be able to organize, and then we'll do some sort of an activity. I think for the most part, we're going to continue with our greet and share. We are working on asking questions, answering those questions, and then asking a question in return. So what we're going to do is, what do you like about fall? And then we'll do an activity. And I think I want to do the, oh my gosh, it's like you're a pineapple, you're a tree. It's like the rock, paper, scissors, but the motion version. Rock, paper, scissors, motion. I don't even know what it's called. That's so sad, guys. Motion version. Okay. So I'm going to continue working with individual conferences. The kids right now, they're collecting data for their reading response on genre study, and they're going to be writing it today. Hopefully they finish today. I had a few kids that, you know, with our crazy schedule that we've had, because we've had fundraising kind of happening in between as well, that we weren't able to get as much done as what I was hoping on this day. So I'm going to continue conferencing with my kids today. They're going to continue to have the opportunity to write. So today during writing time, we have that the learners are going to be working on publishing their writing. So everybody's turned them in to me. I'm going to print them out and we're going to have a popcorn and share party. So the plan was, the plan is that I'm just going to put the writing out on all of the different tables. And then the kids are going to have the opportunity to just kind of walk around and be able to read each other's writing today. That's what I'm going to have here. For math, I need to kind of reevaluate this. I'll probably end up doing that during my lunchtime because I do have a few things that I feel like some of my kids were finished with gizmos on their equivalent. We continued practicing with rounding for my place value, and then I need to look at my fractions. They did an assessment for fractions yesterday, so I need to get that graded. And then my division group continued working on that. And so we're going to go into talking about remainders in that piece of it today. So I guess I can write that down. So I'm going to put that in red just because it kind of tells me what we're focusing on. So remainders. I think I'm just going to do like a practice test for them. I want to see how they do and where they're kind of lacking in. So we're going to pull all of the different skills that we've been practicing with place value and do a practice test and then go over it. Usually if I do a practice test and that's kind of what they use to study, if they do really well on their practice test, then I will allow them to kind of use it as their test score. But if they end up not doing well, we kind of practice, we'll go back through, we'll do some reassessment, and the other kids will end up having some other activities that they can complete during that time. And then this little fractions group, we're going to continue working on, we're going to start unlike denominators. And if you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, is this like, these are all different grade levels. These kiddos are 6th grade. These kiddos are 5th grade. Well, like a combination of 4th and 5th grade. This is 4th grade. This is 5th grade. So they're all over the place, to be honest. But that's kind of the idea of where I get it. And then today, oh my gosh, I have to share this with you. This is a really, really cool app. It is called Who's Reading. Right now it is free. There is a paid subscription, but Who's Reading is an app for you to be able to track, for your students to track what they are reading. I might try to, because the name of our kids are already inside of our account, I might try to make a fake account for this so that I can show you guys, and then you can maybe try to implement it inside of your classroom. You don't have to be one-to-one. All you need to have is a couple of computers, because your kids can go to it as a station that as they finish, they can enter in their book and take the quiz for their book inside of it. So it's a Who's Reading, fantastic. I am so excited to try to implement it this year. So they're going to do this as a practice. Today they're going to practice and then we have our read aloud book, and this is the book that we're reading for right now. So that's kind of my plans. That's the gist of it. That's what I have for today. And now I just need to get all my things together. So this morning I have a meeting at 8 o'clock with my professor. It's going to be myself, my 2 partners, my professor. We're having like a phone conference so that we can confirm some things about a project, because she said the possibility of us being able to work together, or how we can split it up, because it is based on something that we're trying to implement this year. So we have that meeting. I'm really excited. I have another meeting, but I don't think I have anything else for the rest of the day, which is going to be nice. So I'm going to get my things unpacked. I have my popcorn for my publishing popcorn party, and the kids are going to be really, really excited about that. So I have to start getting those printed out. Somewhere it's a publishing party. Alright, I think I'm gonna go sit over there and I'm gonna print these out in the faculty room. Hey guys, it is the end of the day, and I have been working with my 2 partners as far as like our paper that we have for this evening for my grad class. Look at that hair. It's driving me crazy. So I've been working with them, and I really haven't had a chance to truly like sit down and do any videoing. I did, before I was gonna like end with this vlog, I told you guys that I was gonna talk a little bit about a website that we discovered as teachers. I promise you this is not like a paid promotion. I just kind of learned about this website and I think it's really cool. So the website is called Who's Reading, and I love it because it's a way for me to be able to kind of track my students' reading a little bit, something that's a little bit easier for me. I've tried different strategies in the past and I really haven't loved anything that I've been using, and because we are trying to go so very digitally now, I wanted to find something that was like a happy medium for me, as far as like how do I put it up that's digital to be able to track my students' reading, and I think this is a really great way to do it. So Who's Reading is just a website, and what it is, it's a way for you to be able to track your students' reading. So what books are they reading, and it also, not even joking, it creates like quizzes for them, and then they can also give it a rating, and then they can leave a review of that book. Kids in your class can then go into your like class shelf and see all of the books that the kids have read as a class, and be able to read their reviews and leave comments as well. I think this is so unbelievably amazing. I've created a site because we've all been kind of using my partner teacher's website. She kind of created it for the entire MAC team, so I use her username and password, but I went on and created my own so that I could use it with my son Ian at home. So what the kids basically do is they read the book, and they can do little check-ins like as they're reading the book, which is really nice. And then once they're done, they can type it into kind of the search bar, they look up their book, and then they can take a quiz for it. So for the quiz, it'll ask them different questions. And what I love about this is that they're not just like A, B, C, D answer questions. It is true like deep thinking, multiple answers in one, multiple questions in one, like one answer type of quiz. And I like that the owl also gives feedback to the kids. So if they type something that just doesn't seem like they put enough thought into it, or they didn't use enough evidence from the text, the little owl will say, why don't you go back? It doesn't seem quite right. Why don't you go back through, try to add something else to it? So it really gets the kids to be able to go back and reflect on the answer that they've given and see if they can add more detail to it. So I absolutely love that piece. Then the kids can go through, they can add like a 1 to 5 star rating, they leave a quick little review of it, and then all of their books that they've been reading for the year is housed on their little bookshelf. So they can click on their shelf and they can see all of the books that they've been reading. And again, like I love the piece of it, them going into somebody else's bookshelf and being able to see what the other kids in their classes have read, and also kind of leave reviews there. You as a teacher, this is like completely free to you, but you as a teacher can also do a paid version, and I think their school district can also do a paid version as well. But you can, if you ended up doing like a paid version, you can print out to see how your kids are doing. They have like profiles and all of these really cool, like all the statistic piece that's behind it inside of it, and I think that that is pretty amazing. I don't know if we're going to go that route yet. We might try to see if we can ask our principal and see if we can try to do maybe a district piece of it or a school version of it, but we'll see. We're going to cross our fingers. So far today, what our kids were able to do, it generates kind of a username and password for you, and it allows you to print out the cards. So like I printed out some cards here, and it has like my username and password because I created like a fake account. But it gives you the website down there, it gives you the username, the password, your name, and it's your login card. So we gave the kids their login cards today. It got them kind of answering some questions. They got to look at their owl avatar is what they call it, because they're little owls. They're so cute. And then basically they had the opportunity to put in a book, search a book that they've read in the past. So they read the book in the past, and all they had to do was do a 5-star rating, and they did a review. Some of the kids finished a little bit earlier, and so they wanted to go on and do the quiz. So we did ask them to go on and try the quiz if they had time for it, but it wasn't a requirement. So as we're trying to, like I told you in the beginning, that we set goals for ourselves. So as we're trying to set, meet our classroom goal of reading, I think we said 1,300 books for the entire school year, the kids are gonna go on and add their books to who's reading, leave a little review, take the quiz to it, so that we can also kind of hold them accountable for that piece. I think there are a lot of kids out there that will go through and they'll try to read like 2 or 3 books in a day, and we know that those kids, even though they are readers, and we do believe that they are readers, if you're reading 2 to 3 books in just one day, then maybe you're not reading books that are at your specific level. So maybe we need to read more challenging books, but this is a really good way for you to be able to just kind of click on different students and be able to see the books that they're reading, so that you can have those discussions when you get to like one-on-one conferences with them later on. You can pull it up and kind of have some discussion points and maybe some goal setting pieces that can go into that too. So I am so flipping excited about this. I do really kind of say, hey guys, go out and try it. I do kind of recommend it. Again, it is totally free for you. This is not like a paid promotion for them. I'm trying it out in my classroom, so let's try it out together and see what we think. If any of you have actually used that, I would love to know what you think about it, and maybe some of like the troubleshooting that you've had with it. If you can leave that down in the comments, like we can help each other out, that would be awesome. Okay, so I am needing to go and finish up my paper. So I'm gonna go finish my paper. We didn't have the opportunity to do our publishing party. We had some things that came up in the middle of it, so I had to kind of bump my publishing party back, which is sad because next week I have my pre-observation meeting on Monday, and then I have my observation on Tuesday, so that will be coming next week. It'll be okay. So we had to bump our publishing party back, and I'll probably just do that on Monday and it'll be fine. So I am gonna go finish up my paper. I have 3 things due this weekend. I have a paper due today, I have a discussion due on Saturday, and then I have another paper due on Sunday. Back to back to back, and it's gonna be okay, and I'm gonna be okay, and I'm gonna make it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this really crazy video. I'm very, very sorry that it was a little bit scattered. I promise it's gonna be better next week. I don't have as many meetings. I don't have any collaborations in the morning to be able to grade my DRAs, which is really nice. So I don't have any collaborations next week, and hopefully that'll allow me to just kind of like ease into the day and be able to do a little bit more discussing and sharing about what's going on. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a really great weekend. If you're watching this on the weekend, make sure to give the video a thumbs up for me. I so appreciate it. It really helps to kind of share it out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next week. Bye.